USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, starring Ian Pelham Turner and Helena CHARD. Brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence, Investors in People. This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes, building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had the trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I found I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school. This class is the best. This is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you. Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we've evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show with me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And with me, Helena CHARD.
And boy, have we got a loving today. You've got to stay tuned for this entire show. So let's roll the titles and let's get on with this show. Well, we can't wait for our guest to come on this afternoon.
Very excited.
Absolutely. We're talking about lovings this afternoon.
We are.
But anyway,
the best.
Obviously, things are happening in royal news as well.
We have got lots of royal news. And I'm going to start off with the new banknotes. So King Charles' portrait are on the new banknotes. Obviously, Queen Elizabeth is still, the normal notes are still running. It's only just little extra ones that are going to be introduced into the line. But the funny thing about it is you can actually put them on eBay or wherever and sell them at more than they're worth.
Absolutely, because they're collector's items
they
at
are.
the moment.
The lower the number.
And there's, I think
clever.
in London, there's only 3 post offices in London that are giving out the new notes.
I think best to go to the Bank of England, I would say.
Well, you've got an account there, I think. Bless your heart.
I'm not sure.
Not really.
So, okay, Queen Elizabeth was on the banknotes from 1960, I think, on the £1 coin. And obviously now Charles, which is fabulous. But anyway, moving on. King Charles and David Beckham bond over bees, which I absolutely love. And I love David Beckham too, so it's perfect. I mean, the great outdoors, he loves the great outdoors. He's now, obviously has been an ex-England footballer, but he just is enjoying working, being an ambassador for the King's Foundation and learning about all the educational courses that are on offer. And his big thing is that he wants to get every young person out enjoying, you know, the great outdoors, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And of course they bonded over bee tips, both making loads of honey.
There's not a lot I can say about that. But, you know, who deserves a knighthood more than becomes Sir David Beckham?
Well, I think after being obviously an ambassador, a great one. So he's excited to support the foundation and we're excited to support them both.
We support the foundation as well.
Absolutely. Prince Andrew, what do we do with Prince Andrew, Ian? There we go, there he is. So he's reportedly refusing to leave his 30 million royal lodge. It's causing a bit of a stir. He's sort of a bit of an isolated figure, allegedly, watching a lot of TV, but I should say King Charles is wanting him to move out and move to Frogmore, which is far better for him. It's downsizing. But, you know, what do you think? I mean,
well, I think he's known as the prisoner of his own outcome at the moment now, in reality. And I think moving to Frogmore, which is where Harry and Meghan used to live as well, it's almost like downsizing, you know, for a royal prince. And at the moment, if he doesn't move soon, he's going to find himself in the middle of rubble, you know, because the roof looks out, he's just about to fall in as well.
Well, look, work has started. They're saying that he can't afford to keep the upkeep, which I understand because it costs thousands per year.
Yep.
But I think it's called the Siege, isn't it? Siege of Royal Lodge, which I really quite like that. So we'll see how that goes. I think hopefully it will go the right way.
Watch this space on this one.
Absolutely. So also King Charles and Queen Camilla, we have seen at Epsom Racecourse, and Camilla in that lovely hat. They weren't so jolly in the sense that they went there and the late Elizabeth trained a horse called Treasure. They really thought that Treasure was going to win. Unfortunately, I think Treasure may have come second from last, so they didn't win the 550,000 windfall, I think it was, on that. But
well, that's just pocket change for Charles, you know, it is.
But King Charles is very happy with the trainer, Ralph Beckett, and he's also very happy because they're enthusiastic about him and the horses.
Perfect.
I know, so there we are. And I think the exciting thing of today is the Duke of Westminster, Hugh Grosvenor, who's 33, and Olivia Henson, 31, are married. So he is off the market for everyone. So there's lots of crying people around, I'm sure.
Well, we'll have to talk to this couple and see about it.
Absolutely, he's a billionaire, but they are a lovely couple. They really are quite understated. It's been a fabulous day. I mean, I think the only thing is there was a bit of a like, as her big long veil sort of went suddenly, a big gust of wind and started wrapping around her head or something like that. But yes, don't they look beautiful?
I think, you know, with the Duke of Westminster, the one thing that keeps on, he's kept really under the carpet, is that he's put 900 million of his own money into opportunities now. He's created
Yeah.
a trust fund for people who are looking to create businesses for themselves. So well done, the Duke of Westminster, and congratulations.
And also to Prince William there is obviously as usher.
Absolutely.
So that's a really good one. He's had a very busy few days, my goodness.
Yeah,
D-Day
absolutely.
and celebrating the veterans. So it's all been
Absolutely.
really, really jolly. But I think that's a royal roundup. I hope everyone's enjoyed.
We have indeed. Do you know, and it's let's be honest, it's been an incredible week because D-Day,
It has.
we should mention again.
Absolutely.
And how the King became quite emotional, and Camilla became quite emotional at D-Day. And I have to be honest, I became quite emotional myself.
I think
was
everyone
watching
did.
it as well, and it really brought me back to my parents, you know, and what they did, you know, in the Second World War.
Absolutely, and I think the most poignant thing is to remember these veterans that travelled over to Normandy. I mean, they're sort of like 98, 99, and it's incredible. And they tell their stories, and it's never to forget. You know, it's all about telling stories of everybody. And I just think, gosh, so courageous. And we're so lucky because look, we're all here.
Absolutely. So I was looking at that and I was thinking, well, there's hope for me. Anyway, so we're going to have a short break and we're going to bring in the Lovin couple.
Yay!
I can't wait. I swear to God, if this gets an X rating today at this show, well, it may be worth it. Stay tuned.
So now we have Carl and Rohini from Y42 Radical Love. Welcome, guys. We're so excited to have you here. So full of energy, and it's really amazing.
Oh, we
So
love
good.
both of you. Are so delicious and so cute and such high loving vibes. So we're loving it here. Thank you for the opportunity.
So how did it start? How did all this first start?
Good question. Hubby, do you want to say how we've got ourselves into
Well, how
Radical
did all this start? Well, I guess it started in a little village in Sweden about 47 years ago, where I was born. And little did I know that I would be running health and radical well-being, loving retreats at that stage. But I've always had an adventurous mind, so I decided to study here in the UK. I thought maybe I'll work here a few years and then go back, do the Volvo thing, 3 kids, 2 dogs, you know. But little did I know, I was out celebrating that I had a new job with Goldman Sachs, and I met my beautiful, awesome wife. We were both quite tipsy, if I remember correctly.
This was the
in the middle of the night.
way. Middle of Leicester Square, cheesy nightclub, no right swipe, the old-fashioned way we met 23 years ago.
And it was love at first sight. And as it happened, I ended up staying here in the UK, and we decided to make a life together. And well, for me, I grew up in a very traditional sort of Christian home with I guess we did not get exposed to the Eastern philosophies and so forth. So when I first met Rohini, I was a little bit skeptical towards yoga, towards meditation. I was a little bit scared.
But you thought I was cute, so let's do it anyway.
And I couldn't quite figure out what the benefits were. But then Rohini lured me on a retreat to the Austrian Alps, and I got to go skiing at the same time. So that was a win-win. But then spending 7, 8, 9 days with monks and getting an introduction to meditation, doing 2 yoga classes a day, eating healthily. I mean, after that, when I came back, I felt the best I've ever felt in my whole life. It was incredible. And then over the next few years, life was life was easy. I mean, this was before we started our family.
We were in the matrix, the corporate life, and then 3 sons in 3 years. Who'd have known that was such a challenge?
That's so good.
So that brought on a different part of our life, because before that, it looked like we had it all, and even when the children were younger, wifey had a very successful corporate career working for the likes of Microsoft and big consulting companies. And I have always been a little bit of a rebel, so I did my entrepreneurial thing. I'm very passionate about properties, and while we had our kids, we started a new business, and it all became quite overwhelming. So we didn't really follow the practices that we brought. That we learned on the way. So we found ourselves overweight, we were addicted to sugar, we were drinking too much, not getting enough sleep, always living in our heads, thinking about the past, worrying about the future.
You sound like broadcasters.
Well, it's probably 90% of the population.
Amazing.
But
just to say, so why 42 in the moment? You'll mention, but also, so it's very much about mind, body, and soul, and transforming, yourself, whether you've got burnout or whatever it is, and creating happiness. And I mean, it's so what we need in our world today.
So, the burnout was, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I was bedridden for 3 months and really couldn't function. And then when we went back to the practices, that's when literally within a few days I felt myself again, and it was such a relief. And it was because of that we realized, oh my goodness, we need to make these ancient practices and technologies accessible to everyone else.
So you were right in the first place.
Well, I don't know. It's still a journey. We still have so much healing and growth and exploration to do. But yes, and as we transformed and that led to our growth journey to experience the most extraordinary well-being and also relationship. Because as well as burnout, like 80% of relationships these days, we were close to divorce. 80% of relationships fail these days, and very sadly, women are evolving not to want emotional intimacy these days. And what kind of world is that without love?
So tell us briefly about what are the experiences you can actually offer now?
Yeah, so we do a whole mind, body, soul activation. And we do that through these retreats, because we did everything for our personal growth, and we're very privileged to be able to fly around the world, go to the best, take the best biohacks, latest technology, take the ancient secrets from all traditions and kind of blend them into activating and waking up people at mind, body, soul level, literally in a few days. And these range from, well, I'm more from the yogi Buddhist kind of side of things, but the Viking here, he offers a whole range of experiences. Do you want to share what you do?
Yeah, so my experience is a little bit different. I'm coming from Viking ancestry, I suppose. I'm really interested in like channeling, working with energies, powerful breath work, cold water therapy,
Wim Hof,
so ice baths, breath work techniques, and it's all about like charging up the body and giving it so much energy, which you can do in a natural way. And then you can actually get out-of-body experiences. You can connect to source, and we've had the most marvelous experiences at our retreat, and people who come there as well. They kind of blown away with what you can actually do just in a natural way.
Because ultimately, it's experiencing our true nature, and it turns out Jesus and all the prophets since the beginning of time were right. It is all about love. It's as simple as that. We are meant to be beings of joy and peace, and happiness is our birthright. So what gets in the way of that, that's the veil, that's the mind, and an untrained mind, the monkey mind. So all of these technologies help calm the mind. The mind is the most powerful manifesting tool. So we also teach like NLP, we do hypnosis, real ways to tame this, learn how to manifest, don't be a slave to it, and at the same time heal. And healing we're still on our healing journey. It seems to go on forever, and especially for women. That is my passion topic because women in particular are holding on to a lot of trauma, and not just our own trauma but generational trauma. What did your mum go through? What did your grandmother go through? 1 in 3 women today right now is still being physically abused. So women are holding that, and that gets in the way of emotional intimacy. So the powerful healing that we do can literally within an hour open that heart again, because people are living like this, which is obviously impacting relationships, because the relationships are here and this is not the birthplace of love. So open up the heart, express your voice. Talk about what gives you passion. And back to what you asked ages ago, why 42? Yes. Why stands for why. Why are you here? Why has your soul chosen to be born in this moment of incredible moment in history? What is it that fulfills you? So why, what, until you get a real answer that satisfies you. So why? And 42, do you, either of you know 42? I know you were quite busy in the 70s. Do you know why 42? Okay,
no.
42 is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're finding the meaning of life, and they go on these intergalactic adventures, and at the end, the answer is 42, full stop, and everyone's like, what?
Because I think at times, sometimes when things go wrong, why comes in a different way. It's why me.
Yes.
So that's great.
Yes.
Guys, we could talk to you forever. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. So can you tell us, how can people get in contact with you?
Yes, so we're in the stage of establishing a foundation, and with some bold ideas with media, technology, as well as building retreat boutique hotels. So we're seeking collaborators who want to make a massive difference to the world, and you can contact us through y-42.com.
That's so great.
Incredible.
And thank you so much as well, because I think a lot of people have sort of lost their purpose, and what you offer, is so good. And we, in this world that we need peace, and again, if everyone's happy, so what you give.
Well, ultimately, humanity is at a crossroads right now. We can unlock. We can feed, clothe and house every single human on this planet if we choose to do so.
Bless you.
And this is why we need to do the work to go back to love, kindness. We are one after all.
Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Carla Rahini. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Love having you here. Love your energy.
And Ian, I have an offer for you. There is a position going, grandfather of the love cult. That's not the girl cult.
Bless you.
Don't set him off. He's got too many stories.
So, on that note, to spare my blushes, we're just going to take a short break, and then we're going to bring on our great colleague Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. For goodness sake, stay tuned. So, welcome back. Wasn't that a great conversation we just had?
Absolutely love
with Carla Rahini.
Getting into the flow.
Absolutely. So full of happiness, full of joy, and full of positive values in life. So now we want to bring on board our wonderful friend Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence.
Welcome.
Welcome. And you're at one of our favourite venues, the Lansdowne Club in London today. So how wonderful to sort of see you again.
Wonderful with you.
So Philip, first question from us is that basically there's this wonderful couple, they do transformations, I think, of actually really creating more happiness, more purpose in people's lives. How do you, in the British School of Excellence, really create sort of something that that creates value for people as well?
I love that question, Ian. As an organization, I truly believe that with etiquette manners, and whenever I talk about etiquette and manners, that it's a circle and really incorporates our emotional intelligence. And I know for a fact that it significantly is a massive contribution to our personal happiness. And I think it helps us improve our relationships. It helps us enhance social interactions. And it really is, a way of fostering positive self-image. And this here at the British School of Etiquette, the British School of Excellence, is something we really harness and we really focus on.
Brilliant, Philip. Today, it's the Duke of Westminster's wedding. In fact, they're almost wedded at this moment. And I was just thinking, obviously, about etiquette and building relationships. you know, just a simple greeting and meeting people, what you can offer as a little bit of wisdom?
That's, for me, is magic. That you know, Helena and Ian, I was with some dear friends visiting from South Africa last Saturday, and when we bring our energy and we greet people and you show an interest in people, it's like watching magic unfold. It really is. And every single one of us, even if you're timid or shy, if you just push yourself a little bit to connect and greet someone and make that beautiful eye contact and that smile, bang, you will see magic starting to happen.
And I know, Philip, that you always talk about this almost like 10-second rule, don't you, of staring into someone's eyes. Just tell us a little bit more about that effect.
Yeah, wonderful effects. Actually, it's Ian, I think 10 seconds people go, oh, this person's a bit scary. It's the what we call 3 seconds. In other words, if you meet someone, connect with them eye to eye for 3 seconds, long enough to ascertain the color of their eyes, and then go to what we call the human triangle. So the nose, the chin, possibly the right ear, the left ear, back to the nose, back to the eyes, forehead. So what we're doing is we're maintaining this wonderful facial connection. And anyone out there who feels awkward, and a lot of people do, they're all over the place, their eyes are darting, their head's almost shifting. Just practice that and you will find yourself in really good hands, or you'll find yourself confident in making that sort of so-called facial eye contact connection.
I'm going to go back to, obviously, the wedding, the society wedding, which has got a bit of a royal feel. And I wondered, what's your thoughts about the etiquette of clothing and, you know, when you're going to something like this? Is this important? What would you recommend?
It's hugely important, hugely. You know, even if I dress, let's say, I don't know, in a Hare Krishna outfit or a sari or whatever, I can't just pitch up according to what I like to wear. One must always adhere to the dress code. And with a wedding like that, morning suit would be the appropriate dress code for men, and ladies obviously hats would be perfectly wonderful and acceptable with beautiful dresses, not too sassy, should I say. They would need to be within the border of sort of very elegant, conservative, very striking. But yeah, dress code is fundamental. It really is. And as human beings, I feel that a lot of us have disconnected with the way we look. And remember, people see you before they hear you. And those few seconds are when we as human beings, we judge one another. And we shouldn't judge, but that is our subconscious kicking in. And it is a moment of judgment that goes on, whether we like it or not. And the wedding, especially a wedding, is something that is about the bride and groom. And you must honor that.
So, in your wisdom and all your experience as well with the British School of Excellence, if you're meeting someone for the first time, what are the golden rules?
Golden rules, Ian. A beautiful smile, 100%. Make eye contact. And if it's acceptable to shake hands, a good firm handshake. We don't want the wet, floppy fish. A good handshake. In other words, the web of each hand connect. And a good handshake is the equivalent of 3 hours rapport building, believe it or not. And I can assure you, especially when a woman gives a really decent firm handshake, a lot of people will comment, that's a great handshake. So those are very, very important. Your body language, obviously your open, positive body language, your posture. But the really strong 3 key areas, that beautiful smile with teeth, making those 3 seconds of eye contact, going to the human triangle. If the handshake's appropriate, then shake hands. It could be the namaste, it could be the hand on the heart, which is very, very powerful little head nod, or even the Japanese bow. But those are the fundamentals of those first moments of greeting someone.
Well, I love that. I
Absolutely.
so love it. You gives us so many words of wisdom. Each week, we absolutely love it. How can everyone get hold of you, Philip, at the British School of Excellence?
Well, I love it just as much as you do. To be on the show with you is an absolute joy, as always. And I'm just I'd love to be more in the studio, but as we've all got fairly busy movement and lives, hopefully I'll be in the studio with you again in the near future.
Absolutely.
You may get hold of us by the website, which is thebritishschoolofexcellence.com, or reach out to us at hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com, and there are contact numbers on there. We love human-to-human connection. Email us, WhatsApp us, phone us, and we will connect and we will engage with you.
Excellent. Philip,
Thank
so much
you.
again for your time this afternoon. It's great to see you. Have a wonderful afternoon with the Lansdowne. Give them our regards as well.
I will. Best wishes. Have a wonderful weekend to both of you.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, I think that was another great show. I mean, what an incredible amount of very positive information we've had today, isn't it?
So good, so good. Oh, I would love learning things as well. Isn't it the best?
Absolutely right. And I think, what we've learned today has really brought great value to ourselves, just to listen to it, but also to our audiences right across the world. So I think we've had another fabulous show.
Fabulous. Also for my friends that are suffering from burnout, I think they can take some little gems from this completely.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And it's the first time we've sat in a long time together.
It is. It's also not quite sure where to look.
No, absolutely right. But it works.
It does,
It works.
as always.
It works. So first of all, I'd like to thank Helena Castrati from ALB UK Television, also Jacqueline Kerbeck from USA Global Television as well, and obviously Philip Sykes, our sponsor, from the British School of Excellence at the same time. So we've had a great day again. So from me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And from me, Helena CHARD. We'll see you again next week.
Okay, with more pearls of wisdom. Take care and bye for now.